My name is Danny Shapiro, and I'm the host of Family Secrets, a podcast that dusts off the family portraits lining the walls and peers deeply into the eyes of the people we're connected to. Join me and my guests on the journey. Family Secrets begins on Thursday, February 14th. Listen to Family Secrets on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you just can't wait to hear more about my family secret, my new book, Inheritance, has just been published. Pick it up wherever books are sold.
Open your hearts and loosen your butts. It's time for couples therapy.
Yeah, this podcast is Andy and Naomi's, where they can both laugh and hang with all their homies, talking excellent vacationing with brunches and cuddling, to messy situationships and conscious uncoupling, from Netflix hookups to singledom with some Hulu, tech, sex, regrets, or feeling on your new jubu. They gon' talk about it, yeah, you are invited, needing therapy, I guarantee, baby, we got it.
It's couples therapy. Couples therapy.
Welcome to Couples Therapy, everyone. On this blazing day in Los Angeles, California, we're coming to you from the How Stuff Works studios in Hollywood.
What is this morning zoo vibe you're giving? Hey, y'all, I'm Naomi.
Hey, I'm Andy. I thought it'd be fun. Quickly realized it was not so fun. Fun for me.
You guys, on Couples Therapy, hosted by us, we are comedians. We are lovers. We host a live show. And on the podcast, we bring you the very best sets from our live show and get a little close to you. Get in your ears. Share stuff from our lives. And right now, what's going on with our lives, Andy?
So part of the reason I was trying to inject some fun is we are, I wouldn't call it a relationship slog.
Oh, you wouldn't call it a slog, but you did use that word in my face. So,
Would you call it a relationship swamp? What now? You're looking at me. Your eyes are wide.
He's
You
he's
have
referring.
anime eyes.
He's calling it. What he's calling it is a murky, sludgy morass that one wades through.
Yeah.
I would take the softer description of slump. Just a slump. Just a little point where you driving me crazy, and we wish we lived in two separate apartments. But it's fine. God, it's not the end of the world. Mostly the reason why we in this slump, we don't have any TV shows to watch.
Zero. We have, well, no, that's not true.
Zero.
We have two. Detroiters, which we love, and John Oliver. But John Oliver is now on, I mean, by the time this plays, I'm sure it'll be back. But where we are right now is
oh my God,
he's
is it on hiatus? Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're down to one. And you guys, all right, maybe Swamp is right. All right, because now we're down to one. That's 30 minutes a week that we have a little tickle.
21 and a half.
21 and a half.
Because we don't watch commercials. We're not commoners.
Honestly, I had no idea that being in a relationship would mostly involve scheduling when to watch TV with somebody. I really thought there'd be a lot more field frolicking. And
a lot more farmers markets, a lot more running at each other across a field to reunite.
or ghost moments of like joint lovers pottery. You know what I mean? Like hands in wet clay. And instead, it's mostly just sitting down being like, you ready to watch the show?
Yep. Yeah, something that we are learning, I mean, 8.5 years in or so at this point, is there's only so much you can say to another person.
Right.
Because we don't want to repeat stories.
Right. No, I think we're doing pretty good about that. And like our shows, there's like a fun time. It's almost a new experience. You know, TV is like traveling without leaving the house, which is pretty much what I like to do. Literally, I just said TV is like traveling without leaving the house. Am I an invalid? That is literally what you say if you refuse to engage in the world.
Where your caretaker comes to you and like turns the TV on while you're like trapped in bed and either have like locked in syndrome or you're paralyzed or like have a debilitating disease, you know, where your hair falls out, where you have a debilitating disease. And they're like, well, you know what? I'm going to turn the TV on to Nat Geo. And it's like you're taking a trip without leaving the house. And you'll get better. And you see like a tear fall from their eye. And
this is a sad story. I don't like this scene.
You know what's actually going to happen. but you just look at
Why are you telling me the saddest fake
you just
story?
look at those rhinos
No.
and cheetahs on Nat Geo,
I'll
and you're
literally
like,
keep interrupting him to make him stop, and yet he continues.
and you're like, someday,
swear to
someday I'll
God.
see you in real life.
See, this
But you
is
know
where,
it's not true.
This is where having 2 separate apartments would be great. You know what I mean? Just a little break. He could spin his yarns, write them down, put it in a tweet.
Hey, if any rich people are listening and want to subsidize 2 apartments for us, or what about a duplex that has like a trap door where I can like stick my head up into your part of the duplex?
To tell me when food is ready.
I just meant like a fun sitcom neighbor.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Hey, that's my catchphrase.
Are you trying to be white Jack Hay? I don't know about that catchphrase.
I was trying to Jack K. Caucasian Jack Hay. Well,
We'll workshop
it.
it. We'll workshop it.
But do you know what show we do love, and it's coming back soon?
What?
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's
I
one
can't
of our
wait.
jams.
That is definitely a show we really connect over.
I remember when we one of the first times we met Rachel, who's Rachel Bloom, the co-creator of the show and star, and we were like, that's one of our couples shows. That's one of the shows that Naomi and I can agree is good and sit down and watch together.
We can agree is good is a great basis for any relationship, honestly.
And in fact, we had Rachel and her husband Dan on our show.
Okay, guys, if you don't already know Rachel Bloom and Dan Greger, I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, they're a true power couple. As we already said, Rachel is the co-creator and star of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend on the CW. But did you know she won a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice Award for that show? Before that, she was a writer on Alan Gregory and Robot Chicken. Dan Greger is a writer and director who's written features for so many places. He's also written on How I Met Your Mother, The Comedians, and, as Andy already said, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Boop. He also co-wrote and directed the film Most Likely to Murder, which debuted at South by Southwest earlier this year. Give it up for Rachel and Dan.
Roll it.
Thank you. We are married.
Ooh, that's a real thing we did.
Yeah. I said, to prove it, should we just make out for 10 minutes? And he said, no, I don't want to do that. But let's kiss just to prove we're married.
Public displays of affection are scary. Oh yeah. Oh boy.
I love his
Oh
butt.
gosh. So this is actually when Rachel and I had been dating about a year, and we've been dating about a year in New York, and I had to move to Los Angeles, and like I said, we were gonna do long distance, and it's very scary. I mean, that's a very scary thing to do to be in this great relationship, but like move into this very unknown place where you don't know what that's gonna be like or feel like. And we had driven cross country together, and like we were like living out of a hotel and trying to find like an apartment for me to stay in, and Rachel was like helping with everything.
And I was still living in New York. I was a singing waiter on a boat. That was my actual vocation.
So obviously she couldn't move to LA with me.
I was busy on the boat. Honestly, it's a boat that travels around Manhattan for 3 hours with tourists. I had 2 songs. I'm So Excited and Why Haven't I Heard From You by Reba McEntire. I killed.
And we were just sort of like, it was just like the first couple days of like living out here, and it was so tenuous, and I had booked some improv show at one of the old theaters in like West Hollywood, and it was like my first show that I was doing in LA, and had all these people that I was like wanted to meet and get to know, and so I like went to the show with Rachel, and I was supposed to go up, and I'm like, oh, where am I in the lineup? They were like, oh, you're second to last to your set with your group, and I had to take a terrible shit, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Like, can I use the restroom? And they're like, oh, actually, the restroom is it's on the back wall of the stage. And
As if the restroom of this theater were right there.
Like literally, like it truly some sort of weird Freudian dream sequence where like you have to perform your fecal matter for an audience of
Like
people.
literally second to the Holocaust, Nightmare for a Jew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second to the Holocaust. Maybe third to the Holocaust and pogroms. Nightmare for a Jew to shit in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Jews have bad stomachs
Bad
because
stomachs, yeah.
because we're both full Ashkenazi Jew,
Yep,
and here's the
inbred.
thing about very inbred. It's a problem. Our child is going to have a hump.
Genetic bottleneck in the 1400s.
In the 1413, the
14th
1400s.
century,
We all Ashkenazi Jews come from 800 people, 300 people about 800 years ago.
Yep.
It's disgusting, and that's what gets us off. We're like the Lannisters. And the reason our stomachs aren't acclimated to dairy because in the shtetl we were so poor we didn't have dairy. We only had carbs.
We drank the milk of dirt.
God, it gets me so wet when you talk like that. Go on.
Shtetl specific. Yeah.
Oh, we drank the
Oh,
milk
yeah.
of dirt. Fuck.
Ooh,
Oh, slow-mo.
And so I'm like, literally, I'm just like, I literally have to go perform, holding in like a shit that is really brewing, and I like. Kind of amazingly have a pretty great show. I'm just going to say it was great. I'm
So
brilliant.
meanwhile, I have missed the show because I was at this improv show and our friend Eliza was there and we were hanging out at her friend's apartment like a block away. And then I realized like I missed his entire improv set because it was a miserable theater. It was a crowded theater. It was like 1,000 degrees and I was like, I can't be in this theater. I'll come back when he does his set. But I missed his first improv set in LA.
I don't care. It's a random show, but I do basically. I finished the set, and now I'm just like waiting for the show to end, and I'm like waiting outside this little theater, and as soon as the show is over, I'm like, thank God, and I'm like really panicking, and I try to run into the theater, but they've locked the door almost immediately. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You got to let me in. They're like, sorry, show's over. You got to go home. And I was like, no, I can't. I don't know what to do. And you have to understand, I am like. Really in the middle of like an emotional sort of meltdown anyway about like making a mess of my life in Los Angeles, ruining my relationship with Rachel, just sort of like destroying my entire being by being here.
So we're
Andy
walking-
knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you get it. So we're walking to a bar and he's like super mean in his head and I think that he's angry that I missed his show.
Well, and so what's happening for me in this moment is that like everyone's like, yeah, we're going to go hang out at this bar down the street. And I'm like, okay, there's my second chance. And I sprint ahead of people. Yeah. So first of all, I'm like literally like, go away. No, can't talk to you. And I sprint to this bar and I get to the bar like just minutes before everyone. I run into the bathroom and the bathroom in this bar is one of those bathrooms where they've ripped the doors off the stalls. Yeah, I know. Which is like I don't know what that's for. That's for like cokeheads? I don't know. What is that for?
Non-Jews.
Yeah.
With good stomachs and good genes.
Can hold it all night. And so now I'm literally faced with the dilemma. Okay, do I basically pull down my pants and shit just in this open bathroom in front of what will be in minutes everybody who was at that show, audience and performer alike. So everyone, I was just up on stage for half an hour. Everyone knows what I look like and who I am, and now they're seeing me again squatting in front of their face. And I decide I can't be this person. I cannot be this person who the first moment in his life in Los Angeles destroys it. And so I just make a decision. I'm going to go find another bathroom. And so I burst out of the bathroom and I start running through the bar and
he leaves me in this bar with no one because I'm just visiting Los Angeles and I think that he's leaving the bar because he's infuriated that I missed his first improv set in Los Angeles.
Well,
so he leaves me there.
And to be fair, I did go out of my way.
Yeah. He did push me out of his way and I'm like, oh, he's mad at me. Great, he's about to break up with me. I'm a horrible girlfriend. Cool, I'm gonna get a ride home at some point.
And so I hit the streets, and I'm just sprinting towards nothing in particular because I know nothing. I have no clue where I am. It's midnight, and so I'm sprinting. Everything's closed, and like somewhere along the way, I like start slowing down when I realize what my only option is. And I duck into the doorway of a Stephen Allen, and I just shit my pants.
You shit specifically in an alley, right?
Well, I mean, the little doorway. I don't know what you want to call it. What's the doorway? The doorway.
Wait, I've never clarified this with you. You shit on the doorway or you shit in your pants?
Well, I mean, if we need to clarify, half and half.
Oh, so you drop trow, but like you
But
half
like
the shit goes on your pants.
water hose of coming out of my butt didn't accurately choose a spot.
Okay, so you shit in the Stephen Allen.
Yeah.
So
And-
cut to him getting home the next that night.
Well,
I'm already in bed.
No,
I've
but
gotten a ride home.
I did text you at that moment. Basically, I texted you like, "Can you get a ride home?"
Yeah, you were like, "Get a ride home, bitch."
I didn't
and
say
I
bitch.
was like, "Oh, he's angry at me." And so the next day, he's the worst fucking asshole. He's so mean. And this whole time, I think he's just mad at me for missing his improv set because the theater was so unbearably hot. I was at a friend's apartment, and so we're on the way. I remember to specifically the LA Zoo.
Something to cheer us up.
We're driving in the car.
But I at the same time, like, I am going through the worst sort of infantilization of my life.
Shame spiral.
This terrible shame spiral of like, who are you? How could you do that to yourself? Like, you're a stupid little boy, baby. You don't deserve to. You can't have an apartment, a car. You can't even not shit yourself. And so I'm spending a day or two in my head just self-lacerating about how much I hate myself. And Rachel, of course, is just seeing me be cold because I'm being cold to
And
everything.
I thought he was basically here's the narrative in my head. He was mad at me for missing his improv show, and that night he went and fucked another girl. That's the narrative. Also, that's what happens when you have anxiety. You catastrophize and you go to the worst thing. So we're on the way to the LA Zoo, and I say basically something to the effect of like, look, if you're just gonna break up with me, like, and you cheated on me, like, just break up with me now. Like, I can't deal with this because he's being such a fucking asshole.
And I'm stunned because this is the first time in like 2 days that I've ever even walked outside of my head for a moment. And I look up at her. I'm like, what? No, I didn't. I love you.
And then there's like a 5-second pause that takes him an eternity because I realize he has something to tell me, and I do think it's going to be that he cheated. But instead, he says to me in the car on the way to the LA Zoo,
I shit my pants.
and I'm so relieved, and I laugh, and I go, "That's it, you shit your pants? Oh my God, I shit my pants all the time." And we had this really beautiful discussion about like he shit his pants in an alley in the Stephen Allen, and like I'm like, oh my God, I thought that like you were giving up our relationship. I don't want to break up.
And the truth is, it was like this really important moment in our relationship because truthfully, like we'd done this whole, cross country drive and like we wanted to do long distance, but we just hadn't like had the hard conversation. We didn't have like the tough conversation about how scary and sad this was too. And like it forced us to have the conversation that was just much more real and open about like, I'm scared, but I really want to make this work. And like, it was the first time that we'd really opened up about like how we were really feeling about long distance and each other. And it actually like made us go a lot farther in our relationship.
And it really like emotionally carried our relationship. And I ended up moving to LA for a job like 8 months later. And we've been together ever since. We got married 3 years ago.
And
we've
I shit
been
my pants
together
like
for
maybe
10
once
years.
or twice since.
And he shits his pants, but then he shows it to me. Thank you.
What's up, guys? We wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Warby Parker Eyewear. Andy and I both wear glasses. In fact, we have the same prescription. Isn't that so romantic?
It's going to be in our vows. And over the years, we probably spent thousands of dollars on glasses, and we're sick of it.
Which is why we love Warby Parker. They know a pair of glasses shouldn't cost as much as a damn iPhone.
Yeah, Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, which includes frames, lenses, and anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And for every pair you buy, they distribute a pair to someone in need. So when you take care of your eyes, you help someone else take care of theirs.
Get your life! As lifelong glasses wearers, Andy and I know they're an extension of your personality. I mean, they're the first things people see when they look at your face. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you get 5 frames sent to your door to test out. Or if you're me, obsess over.
I tried on some frames when we had friends over, and I was faced with some really hard truths about my face shape that I was glad took place in the comfort of my home. And when I figured out which frames best obscured my hideous visage, all I had to do was order them online. It was easier than making a pasta dinner with all the trimmings.
And by trimmings, he means sauce. Head to warbyparker.com/couples to order your free home try-ons today. And when you're done, send them back in the prepaid return label. That's warbyparker.com/couples. And if you want everyone to weigh in on your new specs and find the right frames for you, download the Warby Parker app in the iTunes store. Welcome back, you guys. Are you shaken from the set you heard before the commercial? Are you seeing life in a whole new way? It gave us a lot to process. I felt like, though, when I heard their set, it did almost bring me closer to you, Andy.
Yeah. As you'll hear thematically with the next set that we play you in a bit, poop was the theme of the night for this live show. And it is a topic I don't enjoy.
Andy is
talking
loath
about
to discuss.
in real life. I remember when I was a teenager, and my friends, they were like some fun dudes. They were a bunch of fun dudes.
Fun dude?
And they like to, F word.
Wait. F word?
Yeah.
You mean fart?
Yeah.
You called it the F word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were all like, ha ha, yeah, do that, bro. And I would just, scowl.
You would scowl. You were
I would
always a grumpy
glare.
old man.
I would look disapprovingly at their shenanigans.
It's just like so funny because you are such a sweet, delicate boy, and I think I have such a. It's like I have a stereotype in my head of guys being, like your fun dude friends, farting and laughing and not so ashamed of their bodies and stuff. And yet you are the most private, most
100% ashamed.
Most anal retentive person I've ever come across. And the thing is with me, because it was just me and my mom growing up, I'm used to talking about the body. You know what I mean? There's no shame. You just put it out there. Who cares? Oh my God, I'll talk about constipation to a stranger.
No, I live in a tank of shame. Do you ever see Johnny Mnemonic? There's a dolphin. There's like a dolphin that can talk. Has like a little.
No, I've never seen.
Anyway,
Johnny
he lives in
Mnemonic.
a tank of like special water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shame for me. So I'm
Yeah.
like a talking dolphin in a tank of shame.
So it's like the opposite of a sensory deprivation tank. It's truly just shame.
It's too much.
laden.
Yeah, it's too much sensory input.
Yeah, exactly. That's
What's the opposite of
insane.
deprivation?
Overload?
Yeah, it's a shame
Shame
overload tank.
gluttony? I don't know. But it's like, but that's so funny to me because literally I've spent like 8 years of our relationship basically just trying to get Andy to talk about his butt and he won't do it. I'm really trying to loosen him up. I feel like we'll get there.
I
Because
don't think so.
to me, that's the ultimate in closeness. Look, I don't want to ever see you poop. I don't want to smell it. Let's be honest. I will say in our 8 years together, I don't think I've ever once smelled the result of you passing gas. And I think that's
Never have
almost-
around you.
That's crazy to me.
You hold it in.
Where? We like live in the same place. How are you holding it in and then where are you going with it?
Do you remember in Inglourious Bastards where in the beginning where they hid the Jewish family underneath the house? I have built a secret chamber underneath the house where you can go if you need to
Pass gas.
relieve your
Your
butt.
natural bodily
relieve your butt parts.
response to breaking down food.
Look, that's the thing that resonated so much with Rachel and Dan's set, though. The Jewish stomach or the Jew, like everything makes you nervous and everything, like it doesn't
Okay, but is it
settle.
really why is it really a Jewish thing? The Jewish stomach, with this idea of the Jewish stomach being delicate.
Because Naomi, for 5,000 years, people have been hiding behind trees waiting to kill us, and so we live in a constant state of nerves. It makes your stomach all rumbly and makes you nervous about this stuff. It is not the best stew to grow up in if you want a calm stomach.
No. You talk about being afraid that somebody gonna kill you. Well, I'm black. Okay, we are also on edge and have had years of oppression.
Yes, but we have a couple thousand year head start.
So that's why you got agita.
Yeah, because it's genetic. It started back in biblical times. And then and so and then all the way up through the Inquisition and all the other
So
The
y'all,
troubles, the Jewish troubles,
but,
as they say.
but didn't y'all walk in the desert? Honestly, if everybody had stomach problems, I don't think you could have made it across the desert as a people.
Well, that's where it started. Think of how dry that manna from heaven. Think of how dry that must have. The climate was dry. The manna probably didn't have enough moisture in it. So everyone's all constipated and messed up. Then all the food we eat is just
true.
like weird balls of stuff. We have gefilte fish, which is just carp balls. We got matzo balls. We got
Yeah, matzah is pretty dry, honey. I don't know what you do. I mean, I've had a sheet of matzah, and I got to chase it with about a gallon of water.
Manischewitz wine, which is sweeter than Mexican Coke. It is Mexican Coca-Cola. We do not have a great cuisine. Like Sephardic Jews, Israeli Jews, you got hummus, you got some good stuff. Hummus. You got some classic Middle Eastern cuisine there.
Yeah,
but I'm saying
delish,
like
flavorful.
diaspora Jews, we have not built up a delicious cuisine.
I don't know. I love me some kugel. I love a noodle kugel. That stuff is good. Why are you looking away, Andy? Noodle kugel is good.
I'm just saying, because of all these things, we need absolute. Our stomachs are all weird and strange, and it makes us shameful and embarrassed. And we need absolute, like a cocoon. At least I do. I need a cocoon around me.
Right.
I need the sink on. I need.
You can't have the sink on.
the fan on. I don't care. I will.
I said LA doesn't have any water. You cannot run that
No.
sink.
No.
Plus, if you run the sink, that just means I know you're pooping, which defeats the entire purpose if
I
you're trying
know.
to cover
Trust
up the
me,
fact that you're
trust,
pooping.
Trust me, that plagues my brain too, and I can't relax. I
This
will
is
suck
insane to me.
California dry of water
This is insane to me.
if it means I get to
This is
have
mental
some
illness.
peace.
What you are telling me is mental illness.
Have a podcast playing. Just create the illusion of safety around me.
Right. The illusion of anonymity. The
Yes.
illusion of
That I don't have a body. This is not happening to me.
Okay, and can you imagine
That's every
listeners,
day.
can you
That
imagine
is
exactly? Can you imagine
every
that every
day.
single day, having that feeling and going on that emotional journey?
No, my life is a living hell. We live in a living hell. My personal life's a living hell.
Wow.
The only
So-
shining moment is my time with you.
Wow,
watching
good
TV.
save. Did you hear that save?
What?
That was
Not a
good.
save, a truth. Sitting on the couch with you, watching shattered cuts or whatever that
Sharp objects. Sharp objects.
shattered slices.
Shattered white women.
Ugh.
That whole genre of shattered white women in rebuilding. As a whole genre, I'm like, oh my God, girl, put on some SPF 70, read a book by the beach. I ain't got time for you to go through all this right now. Because it's all so extra.
Eat, pray, cut. That's what-
Andy, stop it.
That's what.
It is exactly what happens on the programs, and I don't like it. I don't like to see it. So we need a new show, basically.
Do you think that there's actual hope for me? Do you think this is now I'm in my later 30s. Do you think this is something I will get past?
I am telling you now, on mic for the world to hear and know, I will never give up on you.
Oh, okay.
I
thought you said
will-
no.
No, for the world to know.
Oh.
I will
KNOW.
never give up on you. I will continue to talk about my own bodily functions, inquire about yours. I will pinch your butt just for the fun of it, to get you used to it until you no longer feel so self-conscious and ashamed. I believe this could happen for you. I have every hope in the world that this could happen for you, and I think that that's what true love is.
I wish I was just a disembodied consciousness floating through the world.
And on that, we're going to go to commercial. See you guys in a few.
Bye.
What's up, guys? We wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Warby Parker Eyewear. Andy and I both wear glasses. In fact, we have the same prescription. Isn't that so romantic?
It's going to be in our vows. And over the years, we probably spent thousands of dollars on glasses, and we're sick of it.
Which is why we love Warby Parker. They know a pair of glasses shouldn't cost as much as a damn iPhone.
Yeah, Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, which includes frames, lenses, and anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And for every pair you buy, they distribute a pair to someone in need. So when you take care of your eyes, you help someone else take care of theirs.
Get your life. As lifelong glasses wearers, Andy and I know they're an extension of your personality. I mean, they're the first things people see when they look at your face. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you get 5 frames sent to your door to test out. Or if you're me, obsess over.
I tried on some frames when we had friends over, and I was faced with some really hard truths about my face shape that I was glad took place in the comfort of my home. And when I figured out which frames best obscured my hideous visage, all I had to do was order them online. It was easier than making a pasta dinner with all the trimmings.
And by trimmings, he means sauce. Head to warbyparker.com/couples to order your free home try-ons today. And when you're done, send them back in the prepaid return label. That's warbyparker.com/couples. And if you want everyone to weigh in on your new specs and find the right frames for you, download the Warby Parker app in the iTunes store.
Welcome back, friends. Emotionally repressed and emotionally open. All of you. Naomi?
You've learned a lot about us. I think before the break, we got in deep in a level that I don't think anyone expected, but I hope you feel closer to us.
Continuing this theme, we have another set from our live show, the same live show that Dan and Rachel were on.
Featuring Canadian powerhouse besties Deborah DiGiovanni and Rebecca Kohler.
Love them.
They are so hilarious. It's so wonderful. The show was actually our first time meeting Rebecca, and it was a dream. If you guys don't know, Deborah DiGiovanni is a touring stand-up comedian and actor. She's been on Last Comic Standing. She was on Conan. She's been on the TV show Corporate, and she performs all over the U.S. and Canada. Rebecca Kohler is a stand-up and writer who's written for shows like Working Moms and Schitt's Creek, among many others. Now, listen to these two besties talk to you about their love.
Roll it!
Friendship. Did you see that? Look at us.
Doing this.
Collaboration.
I asked her.
Oh, that was my first ever rolling clap.
That was
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Thank you. That was really well
I
done.
think you handled it well.
Yeah. Can we get a wave now? Could we get a wave? Oh, they did it! Oh, they're great.
It's like sports. Or something. I don't know. Hello, I'm Deborah DiGiovanni, and this is Rebecca Kohler.
I'm Rebecca
everyone.
Kohler. Thank you.
And let's. Well, that's a bit much.
We're
but all
very
right.
good friends.
Take it easy. Oh, how long have we known each other? A long time.
Oh, 12, 15, 17, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Several years. Many.
Several years. Upwards of 10. More than 10.
Yes.
Double digits.
2004. So
Yes.
14 years. 14 years. Yeah.
Look at you.
It's a
Math.
long time.
And we're both
but-
Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
14 years, but
Oh.
I
Oh, no.
just found out this show's brought us closer together. We were just standing behind the door right here, and I just found out. Can I say?
You're going to. This is happening.
Deborah won.
Oh, God. I feel like, okay, we're starting the show off. This is happening.
Oh,
Go.
did you want me to wait?
Oh, well, now we have to
She
say it.
fucked a man with a strap on one time.
Now listen, everyone. And I know what you're...
It's just after 14 years, I was surprised to find out behind the door
I know.
backstage.
You asked the question, though.
I did. I was like, "What's the kinkiest thing you've ever
And
done?"
then, yeah.
I was
And
hoping
now-
for some material, and I got it. So
You did.
Tell
and
us.
I know you're all like, did Auntie Deborah do that to a man? I know what you're thinking. Was it between knitting and soup? Yes, it was. It was.
It was, and it was
It
delicious.
was many moons ago, everyone. I was a youngster.
You know, we'll get back to sex
All right, we'll get back
shortly.
to that. All right, so we're Canadian. We're both from Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Whatever.
Oh, we know who that is. Hi.
Thank you.
Anyway, she's from Canada. We're best friends. Yeah, but I always feel like you're Quebecois, but you're not. You're not.
No.
But you do speak French.
Oui, je parle français. Merci beaucoup.
She said, "You people suck. Get laughing." That's what she said. I don't know. That's loosely translated. But we met in Toronto. We've known each
Yeah,
other
we
for
met
a
in
long time.
Toronto.
Yes.
Stand-up comics.
Yep.
The comedy scene in
Yes.
TO.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
a
we
lot of-
became friends, but we became even better friends since
we
moving to
moved
Los
here.
Angeles.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because we were the only people we knew.
Yeah.
And so
And it's
we were
terrifying here.
forced
You know that.
into a friendship.
Yeah.
I'm still not sold on it. But
It's a little against
No.
your will. It is a little against your will.
help me. No,
This seals it.
yeah, no, it
Yeah,
does.
sorry,
it's
yeah.
official publicly
official,
now. So,
yes.
no, but we
So,
have a great
we're
time
married.
talking to
Yes,
each other.
do.
We talk
talk
a lot
on
on
the phone a lot. We still do.
Like we're
Yeah.
in the 8th grade.
Yes, absolutely.
There's
There's a slumber party vibe.
we have
For sure.
Our friendship is like a slumber party.
Yes.
If old ladies were there.
Yes.
There's a lot of
yeah.
crying and ointments. So,
Yes.
yeah.
There absolutely is. And we go to bed at a decent hour.
A decent hour.
That's the thing,
I
not too
freeze
late.
her bra. It's awkward because I have to Uber over to her apartment, break in.
Wrestle the bra off me.
And it's pretty
and
big.
Then, I'm not gonna lie.
Too far?
She has
Too
to bring her
soon?
dog. She has to
Too
bring her
many.
dog.
Okay,
Anyway.
so I lost them with your bra.
Oh my God, it's all right. We'll get them back with something.
We cry. We cry a lot
do
on the
cry
phone.
a lot. And we do.
We
do
wanted to
cry
be
a bit.
honest about this.
Yeah, there's a lot of weeping, and if you can't weep with your girlfriends, get out of here. Like seriously, honestly, right?
Or do it with your boyfriend. I don't have one.
That's why we cry so much. But I realize now this one, maybe it's because I'm loosey goosey because I got the troubles. I can do your cry. Like I was like, did you guys like impressions? Because this is me. This is Rebecca crying. Okay, sometimes I'll just pick up the phone. It'll be this. It's a whistle. It's a ship coming into harbor. It's a train pulling into a station. It's very romantic. And she does Pilates. There's diaphragm work there. There's a lot of core strength. And then I was like, can you do my cry? And you can't. Because I like to mix it up. I like to. Sometimes there's scream.
There's some
cries.
snorting.
I do snort. I snort. I snorfel.
But
probably.
You do a sound that, in general, that's not
What
crying.
is the sound that you like so much? It's my little.
She'll do, yeah.
My little.
I can,
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll come naturally. It'll come naturally. That makes her giggle.
But no, crying, it's good. It's cathartic, and it makes her laugh when I do it.
does.
So I'll keep on. Thanks
Also,
for the friendship.
You do an Australian accent that it's been making me laugh for like 12
I
years.
do, Deborah. Thank you so much.
did.
I really appreciate the
can't-
free advertising.
Because whenever you say my name, you always say
Deborah.
Deborah.
Hi. If anyone else likes it, you can call me at 3.
And she'll just talk to you.
$5 an hour.
It's been years and it still makes me giggle. Let's see. Okay, we also have this. We really bonded over. You know when you have those moments where you're like, oh my God, me too. We both love stationery.
Stationery. We love it.
Yeah, and we don't just mean standing still. Although we love that too. Watch this.
Wait, I
You did move. You moved. You wrecked it. But anyway, her and the cardio. She never stops. But here's the thing. We do like stationery. We both did.
Stationery.
And we bonded like hard because here's the thing. Like, are you with us on like stationery? Is anyone out there?
Pads and paper,
Where
pens.
my paper heads at? I don't know. I'm sorry I said that. You get it. Like we had a moment like where it was like, so what do you like? You know what I mean?
And I was like, oh, I'm weird. Like I like these like pads, and they're by a company called like Clairefontaine.
And I was like, oh my God.
And then,
do you know Clairefontaine? Because don't even get me. That paper is fucking creamy. It's creamy. It's heavy.
and you know what was creamy after me mentioning it? Deborah's underpants.
I swear to
Okay?
God. I was just like, oh my God.
Oh.
And listen, this one, never a ballpoint pen. Never. I mean, what are we? A Savage? It's always a nice liquid ink.
A Pilot V. You know,
All right.
0.5,
Yeah.
0.5.
I sometimes do 0.7. Get out
of here!
And this is where
You're
we fight.
fucked up!
Oh God, this is where we fight. But it's also the
0.7.
differences that keep it exciting. Do you know what I mean?
Variety in the friendship. And
That's
debate
good.
is always
Listen-
healthy, and she's Italian, so
Yes.
she's good at it. But
You know what did you get me for Christmas? Those beautiful paper clips that you got me for Christmas.
Oh.
She got me little elephant paper clips.
Yeah.
To be honest, do you know what I mean? And to be honest,
They're the
though,
shape of elephants.
it's like one paper. You can only put one piece of paper in there, so it's sort of they're more beautiful than they are practical. Not unlike you. Not unlike you. Oh, you guys! That was gross. That was gross. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll take it.
Oh.
I don't have a boyfriend. So,
You did give out your phone number, though.
hopefully later tonight I'll have one. But only if I'm Australian. So,
That's it. All
okay.
right. What
but
else?
wait, what happened with the paper clips? How
Okay,
much?
no, but here's the thing.
You
This
have a
is-
story about this.
I do have a
It's
story about that.
uncomfortable.
All right, I love stationery so much, and I was one day I was vacuuming my apartment because I'm a champion. I do vacuum it once a year like you're supposed to, and I found a paperclip in my apartment that was shaped like a bear. And let me tell you, the excitement of that, I had to masturbate. I did have to. The thing is, though, I was gonna anyway. I just moved it up in the schedule. Do you know what I mean? My life is very free. I don't have a schedule. I do what I want. And then I told Rebecca this story.
She called me right away.
Yes, immediately.
Crying.
With my left hand. With my left hand.
Crying. Yes.
And because my right is my dominant hand. I don't need to tell you this. And then I found out that you gave me that paperclip.
I give her paper clips a lot.
She does.
And when she told me that she masturbated to that paperclip, I felt a little weird. It felt like I had masturbated
Yes,
her.
exactly.
And even though we're close friends, it was too close. But we talk a lot about masturbation in
Yes, we do.
general.
We
That's
really
another
do.
thing we love to talk about at
Yeah.
the slumber party.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
sexual matters and things. And backstage, we talk about things like that.
Deborah
and-
once told me that she masturbated something. What was it, like 16
I
times?
don't know. I had
She was
listen,
having a bad day.
I
Like
have
in like
troubles. I have
like-
the troubles.
She was having urges.
Yes.
And she
I'm a-
masturbated like
I'm a
16 times a
human
day.
woman.
And then she told me her clitoris was sore, but she was still not satisfied.
I was empty inside. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. I miss the
It's like
closeness.
her
It's the
masturbation
closeness.
is like Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
It like doesn't satisfy.
You know what I mean? An hour later, you need it again. And also, very greasy. Very
Okay,
greasy.
yeah.
It'll soak right through a paper napkin. Do you know what I mean? Just
Oh, orange. That or like a pizza grease.
Oh!
Like really, because Italian. And so like the tomato sauce oozes from the
you
clitoris.
have to wipe me down first. is what you have to do. Put that- yeah.
Yeah, because if you
Less
eat
calories.
Deborah out, you gain weight. So no.
That was cold-blooded.
No,
I'm into
that's
it.
not what
I'm
I
into
meant. It was just a pizza joke.
Luckily,
Oh!
I like thin dudes. Luckily, I could fatten any one of you up in a weekend. I accept the challenge. Yes, I do. Oh my God!
Oh,
All
this
right,
is
so
why
we do talk about the
improvisation
boys.
is dangerous.
It is. We talk about the boys, and
do.
Rebecca has a bit of an international thing going on right now. You really do. What's Fabian? Where's he from?
Fabian was from Mexico.
Yes, he was. And then Simone, he's where?
from Italy.
Listen to me. Okay, he's from Italy. He's from Parma. But could you do an example of his accent? Okay, just be like, hello, Rebecca, do you want to make out?
It's so okay.
It's not.
Hello. No. Hello, Rebecca.
He sounds like he's from the Planet of the Apes.
Can I eat you out?
Yeah, that is.
That's kind of exactly what happened.
And then I found that he was Italian. I was like, that's not an Italian accent. We don't know what
but then
that
I
is.
showed her a video of him, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's
It
weird."
actually, she nailed it.
It's-
It's completely,
it's
she
really,
nailed it. It's, you know what I mean? It's.
And he's great because he'll be like, I'll be telling a story, and he'll be
Yeah.
like, "Please hurry up, I am not here all night." Like he's very like bossy, and then I'm like, "You jerk!" You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, the feminist in me is so confused."
Because you are a very strong feminist.
Strident.
Yeah.
Strident.
And then he comes along with those thighs. He plays soccer.
He
Do you
used
know
to
what
be
I'm
a soccer
saying?
player, and he has a PhD. So I don't have a boyfriend, but I fucked this guy from Italy.
Last night. Last
Oh,
night.
Deborah, too much information.
What with the
He ate me out. Okay, so
All right. All right.
okay, we have to go soon. Okay.
Okay, another thing that really bonds us.
But
go
boys,
on.
really quick, boys,
Yes,
because
please.
Deborah's been having an online flirtation with a man.
Listen,
and oh
he might
my
be a
God,
man.
so
We're not
he's
sure.
a bit younger than her, and she called me up recently. She was very upset. She found out that he wasn't 26. He was 25.
Listen, that year it's
To
harder.
her, it was
It's
a big
harder.
deal, but
It's harder.
and I was like, well, it's just a year, who cares? And then she confided in me that the reason she was most upset
It's
is
because
that it turned her on more.
too much. I was like, I think we should like call somebody now. I really do.
It's legal, it's
ring
fine.
the alarm is my message. Oh God! Now there's another thing you know when you have those days where you're with a friend and they just make you laugh so much you think you're gonna die. Rebecca has stories about poo that I'm telling you, you don't even know. Like it is. We were at
You into
we were
poo?
at
Cool.
Jones. We were at Jones at Santa Monica and Formosa. Is it Formosa? Anyway, and we're having dinner. Everyone is all like, they're in love. Rebecca told me the story. I laughed so much that even I thought, shut that bitch up. Like me. That's what I was saying. I'm trying to eat pizza. Shut her up. I could not breathe. Do you want to tell the people that story? Just a little bit. You have no idea.
I did tell them about the strap-on, so I
Yeah,
suppose
yeah,
I deserve
yeah.
this.
Yeah, go.
Okay, the poo. Okay, so I was
The best poo story. Go.
I was on my way to my green card interview, and I had taken some
That's not the story though. That's that's the second best poo story. You got to go with the first best. It's number 2, if you will. Oh, too far. I know I went too far there. I do know I do. I felt it.
Okay, I don't
But
think
just
that's
go.
the poo story I
No,
told you about
stop.
Jones, but okay, I'll tell
All
you
right.
the other poo story. Okay.
No, it is. All right,
Okay, it doesn't
let's
matter.
just go.
Okay, so okay, I understand. I'm a 40-year-old woman. Thank you. And a couple years ago, I also had a dalliance with a younger man. 17. No, I'm kidding. So he was like, I don't know, 27 or something. And I should preface this by saying that I've always had a fear of anal play, like sexually when you get the anus involved. Mostly because I'm not like into having poo in my sex life. Now, listen, I know there are a lot of people in the world love the anus and they get in there and they're like so happy. But I'm a little neurotic and I'm afraid of getting E. coli. So I've always avoided it, right? But then something happened this night. I went home with this guy who was an
You were
80.
drunk. You were drunk.
I was having a brownout, no pun intended.
Oh!
And we went home together, and I was super drunk, and I remember coming to this. By the way, it was fully consensual. I think. I remember coming to, and all of a sudden, my finger was on its way into his asshole. And to this day, I have no idea if he had said, "Can you put your finger in my asshole?" Or if I was like, "I'm gonna mix things up tonight." So. There it goes. Like the train's already left the station. There's no turning back. And in my finger goes. And, I guess I push it in and out a little. That's what you're supposed to do, right? And he's like, oh, he's loving it. And then, he took a dump in my hand. He just shit in my hand. Like, which is really funny because, like, after all these years of being like, I don't know, and then friends being like, it's great, okay, just use anal beads. I'm like, I'm not a lamp. After all these years of resistance, I'm like, I'm gonna try that, and then, and like, it wasn't a shart, it wasn't a turd, it was a dump. He took a dump in my hand. And then, but he was still like, ooh. And I was like, I guess I keep going. Like, what do you do? What do you do? And then eventually, like, he finished or something. I think I blacked out again on purpose. And I think I took a rock off his side table and smashed my head until it was over. And then I was like, I have to go pee. And what I really meant was, like, I have to go bleach my hand. And then I go in the bathroom.
Were you holding it this entire time? Oh my God.
It was.
I would have set it down on the night table.
I told you it wasn't a turd. There was no setting it down. It would have been wipe. Anyway,
Okay.
So, too much? You got to hear the end. So, I go to the bathroom. It was all over my body. It doesn't matter. And then I come back. He's like, hey, we're like chatting. We made out again in the morning. It was super fun. Meanwhile, the next day, call some friends, tell them, because when that happens, you have to tell someone or you die. Yeah. And called a couple friends. The first thing both of them said was, oh my God, what did you say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Because when somebody shits in your hand, what are you supposed to say? Like, John, do you know anything about this? Says,
And good night.
good night! Thank you for
Thank
being
you
my
so
friend,
much, everyone.
Deborah!
Ew! Ew!
I
Oh,
loved it.
my nightmare.
I delighted.
My nightmare.
I delighted in every second of it. It was amazing to me.
In the Preacher, the TV show, if you're in hell, you relive the worst parts of your life over and over and over again.
Oh God.
That if that had happened to me, if I had done that into someone's hand, I can't even say it.
I know.
That would be, I guess he didn't even know about it, that it happened. But like, I would just relive that over and over. The shame just soaking into my skin, like SPF shame 1000.
You guys, that is our episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope, if nothing else, you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone made themselves very vulnerable on this show. They all gave us permission to post it, okay? So, ain't nothing to be worried about. You guys, we will be back next week. In the interim, please hit us up, okay? Hit us up on Twitter at Naomi and Andy.
Yes, send us some suggestions for TV shows we should watch.
Yes, things that will really bring our relationship together, things that will transport us.
Yeah, I was going to say, or maybe stuff that's outside of television that we could do.
Yeah, transport us. You know what I mean? Take us away.
Physically transport us.
Hit us up on Instagram at Couples Therapy Pod. And leave us a review on iTunes. A good one, though. Don't leave a nasty one. I don't need that.
Yeah, and you can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. CouplesTherapyPod.com is the website, and we got fun stuff, including merch, baby. And of course, Naomi and I are on Twitter ourselves. Naomi is at Blacktress, and I am at Andy Beckerman. And so, guys, wherever you are on social media, find us, send us friend requests.
Only nice things. Don't come at me saying you disagree with my outlook on life. I don't know what to do with that. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Couples therapy. Couples therapy.
You know, people say necessity is the mother of invention, but that's not always true. Sometimes the mother of invention is...
advertising?
Yeah, or pure accident.
How about egomaniacal delusion?
Absolutely, or just a desperate longing to be cool.
I'm Robert Lamb.
And I'm Joe McCormick.
We're the hosts of the science podcast Stuff to Blow Your Mind, and now we're branching off into the exploration of invention.
Invention is the story of human history told one piece of technology at a time, the things we made and how they made us.
Invention publishes every Monday. Listen and subscribe to Invention on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you find your podcasts.